Today, we're going to be going over everything you need to know for Zwift Academy 2022. So some pretty exciting stuff. And by the end of this video, you have all the info you need to take advantage of this and make some fitness gains. Registration is now open, but what is it? Zwift Academy is all about identifying what type of cyclist you are, more on that later, and then delivering a course to help you level up your cycling fitness, whether that's solo or with many other riders around the world. It also helps identify super strong cyclists and puts them in competition with each other for places in World Tour teams, which is pretty fun to watch, but doesn't really relate to some of us mere mortals. To complete this year's Zwift Academy and graduate, you'll need to complete the 6 structured workouts that are spanning across 4 weeks. And you'll also need to do a baseline and a finish line ride, which we'll get into in a second. Now, once you've registered for this bad boy, the start date for the workouts is the 12th of September. But from now until then, there are a few short orientation rides that give you a feel for what's in store, which is actually what I'm doing right now. They're only 26 minutes long, but they go through part of a workout that's going to be similar to what you'll be doing for the actual Zwift Academy. What's awesome about Zwift and Zwift Academy is you can easily measure your progress, which gives you some tangible motivation. To do this, Zwift Academy will have what's called a baseline ride, and you'll complete this at the start of the 4 weeks. And then you'll also do this at the end of the 4 weeks as a finish line ride to see how your fitness has changed over this period. Now, the majority of the baseline and the finish ride is steady, so go at your own pace, but you're tested on 3 different segments. 1 shorter segment, 1 medium segment, and 1 longer segment. So definitely take advantage of the sections in between the segments and fully rest up if you want to get the best possible results for each of these 3 segments. You'll be prompted on the screen where the start and finish of each segment is, so just keep an eye out. I know before I've completely missed the start of the segment and the archway, and then I found myself sprinting halfway through having missed half of the segment. And that's just because I'm playing on my phone on the handlebars and not really paying attention. So just keep an eye out for those archways, and when you're prompted, make sure you start your sprint a little bit earlier and then push it all the way through. Another tip, or just something to note, is the drafting is turned off for these baseline and finish line rides. So you won't be able to try and get some bonus drafting on the segments. You can't draft in behind somebody and then slingshot off the back to try and get a faster segment. Drafting isn't turned on for the whole entire ride, so it doesn't matter where you are at all in the group, drafting doesn't play a role, so it's just about your individual effort. The categories this year, so the A, B, C, D, E categories, are actually going to be for different languages rather than different fitness levels. So each category will have a corresponding language that the ride is going to be in. Once you've done the baseline rides, the workouts for Zwift Academy will be set based on the results and the data from that. You'll also get an email detailing you what type of a rider you are, identifying your strong points. So for example, whether you're more of a sprinter, more of a time trialist, or if you're more of an endurance-based athlete and you're better at those longer type segments relatively to each other. Onto the juicy bit, onto the workouts themselves. All of these can be done when best suits you by accessing them from the workout folder, but they'll also be available as group workouts on the following days. I'll try and put them up on the screen and you can just enter those events and go through the workouts as a group. So I'm going to try and do most of them in a group. I find it much more motivating and there's a bit of accountability that way. And I'll try and stream some of them, possibly record some of them. So if you want to see any of that or be involved in them, then please hit subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification to be notified when those videos are up or when I'm going to be doing them. All of the workouts are available to view now, and I'll chuck them up on the screen, but you can also get more details on zwiftinsider.com and from the Zwift website itself. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if you're doing this or if I've missed anything to do with Zwift Academy. Now, if you found this video useful, then please do me a massive favor and just tap that like button. And if you want to get involved and follow along with my journey in the Zwift Academy, then subscribe to the channel. It is completely free. Until next time, have a good one, and I'll see you on that fun baseline ride.